So I try to get rich quick and find the holy grail 100% win rate strategy of trading. I mean, guess how that worked out? Not fucking well. I landed about close to $100,000 in debt. I rinsed myself. I have fucking lost everything in my bank account. There'd be days where I could take home 10K and more, and I still wouldn't take it, being greedy. And now I work for $10 an hour, flipping fucking Krabby Patties like SpongeBob. The whole situation truly sucks and whatnot, but what's life without a challenge? So, and I did bring this all upon myself. So now I'm gonna record myself going from this job, taking the paychecks from the job to fund my trading, and try making it out with trading and digging myself out this hole that I put myself in. Okay, working 22 hours later, we finally got our first paycheck for about $210. So that will be able to afford 2 evals. I blew the first one. Obviously, I fucking tilted and I'm losing my mind. But second one, I luckily got it passed. Here's the fucking footage of me. So to start off the day, we're already down about 200 bucks. So you know what that means. Tilt and get long. This one I'm not mad at, but I'm also on the 10-second time frame, so there's that. Then so I quadruple my size, and if it's not going up, it's gonna go down, right? No, it goes back up. So then I take a 3-minute long, back at the top, almost stopped out, but I got saved by the grace of the gambling gods. Let's see if price can push up 2 points. All right, there we go. Got break even. I really do like this entry for a long here, because a lot of times I do take entries like this and with the tight stop, and they do run pretty often. But right here I'm using a bracket order where it goes 2 points and it puts my stop loss 2 points in profit after a 2-point move in my favor. The way this works is once it's 2 points up, the stop loss goes to 2 points profit, so it's either 2 points profit or we run like crazy and I start drilling that shit. So no TP, just trying to catch a runner with a quick break even stop loss. The ideology behind this is you're basically trying to catch an expansion or a big move in the markets with about as minimal risk as possible. Obviously I wasn't executing it right earlier, and I think there might be better ways to do this, but that's the order I was running in this. This whole bracket order thing is a new thing that I've never done before, but I'm now trying it on the eval. It was an idea I had a long time ago, and I decided just to try to implement it, because if I have an idea, then maybe see if it works, you know? Alright, so coming into Asia session, we see that we're hopping on the gold chart because I don't like the Nasdaq during Asia because that shit moves weird. So what we see here, we see a gap up at open, and off the gap up we can see that there's levels to the upside that we can go for. And I remember shorting the structure a lot because I have a bad problem with counter trending, but this time I realized maybe I should just buy a pullback off a good entry and try getting as minimal drawdown. And so that's what I did. I longed here with a stop right there. Basically I longed where it says my stop losses, but that's what I was doing. And then I actually held this trade instead of trailing it tightly and just getting out early and then getting smoked. So we see this candle coming back here. What I want to see is a small pullback like this candle, and then I want to see a flip red to green. So I go break even because I'm fucking scared, but we don't gotta worry about that because we do pump up. But from here, my concern is we're gonna have a retest and then we're gonna give the real move to the upside. So I do get out here for a small profit, and the idea is I want to risk this profit on the next trade, which is gonna be a retest up the bottom. So I just started drawing what I wanted to see because it helps me visualize it instead of taking a bunch of random trades and then getting chopped up, blowing the fucking account. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't have FOMO here because that shit started going higher and higher. But I wanted to see a retracement back to this level, but it didn't hit my limit order. So I entered a little bit early with one contract and I had one below it. So I entered and we're getting a reaction. Usually when something like this happens, I go break even, but I am looking for my other contract to fill so I can have 2 contracts and hit the $1,500 target easily. But that doesn't seem like it's happening. Yeah, bro, we fucking Diddy candled off my entry. So there we go. I go break even because I'm like, bro, this shit ain't getting filled no more, bro. It already happened. So I got to hold for that 1500 now instead of over leveraging to get it. So we're at Hive Day now and we start fucking around. We're not moving. So I'm like, shit, bro, what if it comes back down? Because, you know, I got PTSD. And it does pull back and I start trailing it because at this point I'm like, I'm gonna blow the account if I do some dumb shit. So I might as well hold the one trade that is in a good position. And so that TP gets hit and then the account gets passed. So now it's time to play on the funded account and get the payout without getting greedy, which is fucking hard. So starting off this account, we're taking a long on the Nasdaq because we're at the lows and it looks like structures to the upside and we've been fucking ripping. So that was the long idea right here. We got a stop loss right below it and we get the rip and then the dip and then the rip and then the dip again. At this point I'm like, what the fuck? What do I do? Do I just hold it with the stop at the low? Because what the fuck is going on? And we ended up pushing back up because I kept my stop where it was for the first time instead of tweaking out. And we're getting the rip, so I start trailing it because I'm scared of those fucking dips. I took one contract off because it started tweaking at the top again, and I got trailed out right here. So going on to the second day, this is Tuesday, and we are going for a long off of here, expecting a bounce up to the pre-market highs. As you can see off rip, we are facing a tiny bit of drawdown, and what do I do when I see drawdown? I tweak the fuck out and I go break even, or I add if I'm in the negatives. Right here I go break even and get stopped out, and I watched that shit Diddy candle up to the pre-market highs. So now I'm just hitting here like a fucking cuck watching that shit hit my target when I'm not even in the trade. We get another opportunity to short off the pre-market highs as that was my target. So now I'm expecting a rejection. I'm expecting this candle to fucking go red, bro. This shit is not supposed to be green. And a few seconds later, it gets knocked the fuck down like we wanted. And at this point, I'm worried it might come back up. I don't know why I'm always worried it's gonna come back up. I've gotten stopped out too many times, so I start trailing this shit. Wrapping up day 2 on the funded with another green day about 1400. Now coming into open on Wednesday, we're looking for a short as there's a lot of room to the downside and it's looking pretty weak. So I'm looking for a short near the open and we'll play off of that. So over here I short it and I'm looking for an instant dump with no pullbacks, and that little pullback at the start was freaking me out a little bit because I was like shit, but at this point I'm pretty confident it's gonna go down. But I'm also trying to secure profit, which is my problem, and I can't hold, so I start trailing very tight and I get out for about 200 bucks right here. After this, I feel like it's getting weak to the downside, so I take a long and I get out for about 10 points, basically securing another green day about 400 bucks. But wait, I'm not done yet. I wanna, I'm a bit greedy, so I decide let's go catch another move, because 400 isn't enough, right? So then I take my scalp order and I keep going break even so I can minimize my risk. And first entry, break even. Second entry, break even. And then I was just like, fuck this shit, I'm gonna call it a day. On to the 4th day of the funded account. I'm looking for some sort of structure of this sort. Every day I trade this funded account, I've gotten kind of fried before I did it, but today I was completely clean, and I had a bad feeling I was gonna lose just because of that fact alone. So I shorted a bit too early, took a 20-point loss basically, and the fact that I lost after feeling like I knew I was gonna lose, I was already tilted just based off of that, and I re-entered lower because I just got top ticked basically. So I do 2 contracts instead of 1. Now I'm in even deeper drawdown because it's going higher and higher, and I'm like, fuck dude, what do I do now? New candle opens up, goes down, goes back up. I'm like, shit, it's over now. Now I got a shitty entry, it's smoking my account, so what do? I become a jackass and I fucking double that size. Idea is I want to trim and then I want to, fix my fucking entry. So we get the rejection and I trim, which gives me the 2 contract loss, and I trail super tight, making sure I end the day green. I could have held a little bit longer, but for once the trailing actually was a good idea because I would have got out here anyways when that shit moon missioned up. Now on to the final 5th day of this funded account. The most important day, making sure if I get the payout or not, because I've blown a lot of payouts doing this fucking bullshit. So off rip, we rip a long ski on the NQ after morning session. This is now Asia session because I can't wait. I just need that fucking that payout. But guess what happens? I somehow by the top like a dumbass instantly popped and starting off the second session with a loss. Now I'm looking at the structure, like I still like these longs, and I thought, okay, maybe they just dead ass took me out right before. If I had my stop loss a little bit lower, I think I would have been fine. So I re-enter with one contract, looking to average in if it goes a little bit lower. Son, we genuinely just fucking chopped and popped for like the good 20 minutes, bro. So then now I'm looking for the lower move because I don't expect this to be the bottom, so I can add in. More chop, more drop later. I add one more contract and we get a nice green candle print, and it goes lower and pushes back up. So that is what I'm looking for, and it is looking good for now. And based off the structure, I'm expecting price to hit back up to the 300s, and looks like we're getting a little bit of momentum back to the upside and then back down, pulling back. Perfect for another add. So then I add. Now I'm expecting I'm hoping and praying for a Diddy candle right now. This is the Asia session, so this is the Diddy candle we're gonna get. And we finally get that pop up, but you see my target is the 300s, or anywhere close to the 300s, and it's not even close to the 300s. But I am eligible for a payout, so I take that shit and fucking leave, bro. And once again I get cucked, because that shit does go to my target, and I would have gotten a max payout, but whatever. And that wraps it up for the week, but let's go over my trades and see what would have happened if I held to my target. First one would have hit. Second one would have hit. Third one also would have hit. Fourth one also would have hit. So what does that tell me? I gotta grab my balls and hold my trades. Anyways guys, see y'all end of next week. First week got the payout from 210 to 1300.